You are busy. And I know that word, we're not supposed to say the B word. When somebody asks you, how are you? I'm so busy. We're not supposed to say that word, and I know that. But let's be honest. You have a lot on your plate. And when mistakes happen or things go wrong, it's really easy to feel overwhelmed and then to feel stuck. And so that's what we're diving into today. We are looking at ways that we can get unstuck in our business, ways that we can get unstuck in our life. We can apply these lessons to all the things. And so today we're going to look at really specific things that we can think about when we are feeling overwhelmed in our business, when we are feeling stuck, when we are facing a mistake and like trying to figure out what happens next. Because it is so easy when bad things happen to just stop moving and to take those bad things as a sign that you're not on the right path. Today, we are going to blast through that myth, and I am so excited to share these 3 steps with you because I have found them so valuable for myself and for my clients. And so let's get to it, shall we? Because we're ready to get unstuck. If you are ready to get unstuck, let me know. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. My name is Sara Campbell. I am a business mindset and marketing coach for music studio owners and online education experts just like yourself. And I go live here every single Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern, where we talk about those things. We look at how we can become better business owners. We look at the mindset that we need to have in place in order to become those better business owners. And we talk about all things marketing related because it's one of my favorite topics. So hello, nice to see you here. I see Lisa is saying hello. Craig is ready for some perspective shifts. All right, dude, let's get unstuck together. Cheryl, nice to see you, ready to roll. All right, hey there, Deb, and hey there, Julie. Nice to see you guys. Thank you for joining me today. If you have a teacher friend who could benefit from these weekly conversations, I would love for you to invite them to join us. So take a moment right now, if you can, and let one of your teacher buddies know about what we're doing here because the more the merrier, my friends. And you know how we love to learn out loud. So when you hear something today on the broadcast that is valuable to you, I invite you to give us a hashtag takeaway down in the comments so that we can see what is valuable to you and you can share that with other people. This is also a really powerful way. If you want to put an intention out there in the universe, typing it out, my friends. So if you want to get something done and put it out here, and we will be here to support you with that intention. So, all right, we are going to be talking about 3 ways to get unstuck in your music studio. So if you are facing a challenge, if you've made a mistake, if something has gone wrong, sometimes our first reaction will be to kind of stand still and not do anything. Have you ever found yourself in that position before? I know I have. I feel it all the time, right? If something doesn't quite work out, or if I'm looking at a big change, sometimes it's easy to just back away from that and to really get in a place that doesn't feel good, right? You're going to avoid answering that email. You're going to find other ways to be busy and procrastinate against something, or you're just going to hide from it. So let's unpack what we can do in order to shift out of that stuck mode, shall we? All right, we've got 3 points today that we're going to go over. Good morning. Hey there, Brenda and Dorla and Patricia. Nice to see you all. I do have the Savvy Sara bot set up for you guys today. She's going to send you a couple different things. So if you want to drop an unstuck below, my messenger bot will send you a message here on Facebook, and she will give you a couple things. She's going to give you a recap of the show notes from today. She is also going to give you an invitation to an upcoming event because I have a special event happening next week. I am starting to do more interviews, which I'm really excited about because I love bringing on guest experts to chat with you all. And we are going to be chatting with Doug Harvey. Sorry. And he is going to be joining us, and we're going to be talking about teaching adult students. So if you've ever been interested in like what is the business and teaching adult students, we are going to be chatting about that next week. It's going to be a great conversation. Doug is just such a cool person. He's a great blogger, great writer, and he owns the Piano Portland Lab, and he specializes in teaching adult recreational students. So if that's something that you're interested in, I know it's piano specific, but I think it's going to be really valuable for all music teachers. So if you want to get a hold of that event, the Savvy Sara bot will set you up. Let's get to the stuff today, shall we? 3 ways to get unstuck in your music studio. Let's look at item number 1. So if you've faced some type of an issue and you're feeling like I just don't know what to do next, here's one of the things that we need to consider. First and foremost, we need to learn to embrace our mistakes. I heard a fantastic video today. I was watching it, and my buddy Sean Quintero was talking about how mistakes can often stop people from moving forward. And he said something that really struck me. So I thought, oh, I got to bring this into today's broadcast. He said, mistakes are a sign that you're headed in the right direction. And even more specifically, I have to look up his quote because it was so good. It was so incredibly good. So Sean was talking about, hey, as business owners, it's so easy to see like people who are successful and to see like, oh my gosh, they're so successful. They must just be so good at things. They're never making mistakes. Everything's always good. Well, that's not the case, right? Mistakes are proof that you are actually in the game. So when something happens, yeah, does it kind of suck? Sure. Like nobody likes to make mistakes, do they? But a mistake is a sign that you are actually in the game and you are doing the things. When we are not making any mistakes, we're probably not making any progress. Now, these lessons, these items that I'm going over today, these are things that you guys teach your piano students and voice students all the time, every single week, right? When somebody makes a mistake, do you tell them, oh, well, obviously you were never meant to sing this song or play this piece? Absolutely not, right? We teach our students to embrace those mistakes as opportunities to learn. So when a mistake happens, we can go, oh, okay, so a mistake happened. No big deal, right? Let's take a look at it and see what we can learn from this mistake. How can we use this mistake to move forward? If when a mistake happens in your business, your first reaction is to just crawl into a hole and not talk to anybody, first, I have to say, that's okay. No shame in that, right? But if you stay there and you're so afraid of that mistake happening again, then you've missed the opportunity to grow. Same thing with our students, right? They're playing a piece and they keep getting to this one section where a mistake happens. What are we going to tell them? Well, okay, obviously you can't play this piece, so let's just move on. That would be a terrible, terrible thing to say. And of course we wouldn't say that because we're fantastic teachers, right? Aha. See? Cheryl Lee, this is great. A sign I have in my studio says mistakes are proof you are trying. And Karen says fail forward to success. 100%. So if you've made a boo-boo in your business, it's okay. Embrace that mistake. Take it as a sign that you are going to be able to grow. Take it as a sign that you are in the game. Brush yourself, pick yourself up, brush yourself off and try again. So that's the first thing. When mistakes happen and you feel the need to like run away from them, no, take a minute, take a moment there and sit with it and remind yourself this is an opportunity for growth. So when a client responds with an angry email or a text, or when something negative happens in a lesson, remind yourself, This is an opportunity for growth. So that's item number 1. Item number 2. Well, this is important. We need to be able to make room for success in our lives. Let's ruminate on that for a minute, shall we? What does that look like? What does it look like to make room for success? Well, one of the things that I loved, there's this book called The Big Leap, and you guys hear me talking about this like a lot, right? This little guy here. This is a book by Gay Hendricks. It's really excellent. If you haven't read it, I highly suggest it. When we are trying to grow in our business and embrace what we do as teachers and business owners and human beings, there is this limiting belief that sometimes sets in when we are about to make a big change. And it will tell us that we are only capable of having so much good and so much success in our life. Now, this is something that's very deeply ingrained. It's often learned in childhood. So this is not a simple thing to overcome. But if we forget to make room for success in our lives and to embrace the fact that you are capable and worth having all these good things happen to you, if we don't take that time to really sit with that thought and to make room for success in our lives, then we're heading towards self-sabotage, because we will have this little voice in the back of our head that says, you are only able to make this much money. You are only able to work these hours. You are only able to do X, Y, and Z. And that anything beyond that is not in your grasp. So we have to consciously sit with this and make room for success in our lives on a daily basis. To say, I accept the growth and the good things that are coming to me. I accept these these limitless ways that I can grow and the limitless good that will come into my life. I set myself up for abundance of goodness. And sometimes that can be really hard to do. Because like I said, these lessons that we learn when we're children, will tell you that you can only be so successful. And that voice is going to be really loud, my friend. It's going to be really loud. But with practice and with time and reminding ourselves consistently that we are allowed to be successful and that we are allowed to have good things happen in our lives, we make room for success and we allow ourselves to come into the mindset that, yes, I am worth this. And yes, I am capable of this. Yeah, right? Self-sabotage part is totally real. And people don't realize, we, myself included, we don't realize that we're self-sabotaging until it's already done. Oh, Brenda, you're reading it right now. Awesome. It is a really good book. It's deep. You can read it again and again. And I love the kitty in your little profile picture there. It makes me happy. Okay, so make room for success in your life. Thank you, Dorla. Yeah, see, guys, I'm going to let you in on a little hint here. Sometimes when I'm picking broadcast topics, it's because I need to give myself a little pep talk. Today is one of those days. So, oh my goodness, Julie, there's a throwback for a couple of years ago. First words that I said to her were think abundance, not scarcity. Yeah, to think with abundance is a game changer, isn't it? Okay, so we need to make room for success in our life. Here's number 3. We need to invest in ourselves. And that can look like all kinds of things. I'm not just talking about money here. We need to invest in ourselves and be willing to accept that goodness in our life. Maybe that's giving yourself more time to do something that you really want to do. that you've made excuses time and time again. No, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to do this. I'm going to tell you right now, you do. We don't find time to do things. We make time to do things. And the cool thing about making time is that there's no limit on the time that you can make. You have this magic superpower that you can make all the time in the world, but it takes a conscious effort to do it. So stop trying to find time to do things and make time to do things. Side note, what are you going to make time for this week? What is it that you want to make time for? Set your intention here and now, my friends. Put it below. Let us hold you accountable. So maybe it's finding time. Let's go back to, ways that we can invest in ourselves. Maybe it's finding time to do things. Maybe it's being willing to ask for help. Because in the scarcity mindset, we are going to be telling ourselves that you need to be able to do all the things. And that if you can't do them, that you weren't meant to do this business. You weren't meant to run a studio. Because if something's hard, then obviously you're not a good business owner. But if we can shift out of that and realize that, yes, I can do this. I just have to invest in myself in a different way. It could be investing in time. It could be investing money in learning something. It could be investing in the ability to reach out to somebody and to ask for help. And that's one of the hardest things, right? Reaching out to somebody to ask, hey, I don't know how to do this. Can you help me? That's scary because it's admitting that we're not perfect. But you know what? I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody's perfect. So be willing to invest in yourself, however that looks in your life. Be willing to put in the time, the effort, the money to ask for help. Yeah, taking time for self-care is huge, right? Scarcity mindset plus imposter syndrome equals stagnancy. Oh, Christine, 100%. 100%. I see people are going to be making time for exercise and time for singing every day. Yeah, good stuff, my friends. So let's take a moment. You guys know that I love my speedy recaps. Let's do a speedy recap of everything that we've gone through today, right? And as we do this, I want you to set your intentions in thinking about how can I use these 3 things to help me get unstuck? How can I use these 3 things to help my students get unstuck? We're going to hit both of those points. Here we go. So when you find yourself facing an obstacle, when you find yourself recovering from a mistake, or if your student is facing an obstacle or making mistakes, here are the steps that we need to take. Number 1, we need to learn to embrace those mistakes. They are growth opportunities. It gives us the ability to learn and grow and to move past that. So don't deny the mistake. Embrace it, own it, and figure out what is my next step so that I can do better next time. And remember, so important here, right? Mistakes are signs that you're actually in the game. So when your student makes that mistake, you can praise them over it. Hey, you did it. Hey, this thing happened, but you know what? It doesn't matter because you're doing this right now and you are here ready to learn. So move forward. Number 2, make room for success in your life. If you don't believe that you are able to find more time, to have goodness in your life, to make more money, to do all of these things, if that is in the back of your brain, that success is never going to have enough room to come in. So we have to consistently revisit the idea that we are capable and worth allowing goodness into our life. Say it with me. Take a second. Put your hands on your heart and take a deep breath. I am capable of abundance, and I invite abundance and goodness into my life. Say it again. I invite abundance and goodness and success into my life. And tell yourself that every single day. Number 3, invest in yourself. Now let's take this on the student and the business aspect, right? Invest in yourself. Make the time to do the things that you want to do, and your student can do the same exact thing. If they want X, Y, and Z, they have to invest in making that happen. Because success just doesn't show up at your door. You have to find it, and you have to make it. All right. I hope that this was valuable to you guys today. I thank you for being here with me. I enjoy our chats every week. I'm really looking forward to our guest interview next week. So if you would like to join us next week, make sure that you give me an unstuck below, and the Savvy Sara bot will set you up with an invitation. And she will also send you, I put together a graphic about today's topic, and some of you may have seen it already, but she will also send you that little graphic as a reminder for ways that you can get unstuck, right? If you enjoyed today's broadcast, please, I invite you to let your teacher friends know about this. If it resonated with you, let somebody know, because we are all in this together. And, I will be back here next week for more goodness, for more business mindset and marketing. In the meantime, I hope that you guys stay savvy and stay you, because you're an amazing teacher and there is nobody in the world quite like you. So thanks for being here, everyone. I hope you all have a fabulous week, and we will see you next time.